of President Donald Trump stormed the nation's capital in an attempt to prevent his loss from being certified by congressmen. Austin Congressman Lloyd Doggett was at the Capitol complex that day, and today he spoke to Fox 7 about the attack and how he says democracy took a stand. Fox 7 Austin's Rudy Koski is live at the state capitol tonight with more. Rudy.
Hi, John. Yeah, it was a really interesting conversation that we had with the congressman this afternoon. The state capitol here in Austin has certainly been the stage for a lot of protests. There's been a lot of protests here, some extremely intense, but the attack on the nation's capital almost a year ago now, that was much, much more. Congressman Lloyd Doggett, a longtime Austin Democrat, talked to me about that day and his hopes on how the political process can now move forward. As this angry mob advanced onto and into the nation's capital January 6, 2021, Austin Congressman Lloyd Doggett was walking across the street to his office in the Sam Rayburn building.
And so I saw the police officers race around the Capitol to deal with the insurgency on the mall side of the Capitol.
The Austin Democrat spoke to me Wednesday about the upcoming one-year anniversary of the attack. At the time, he wasn't on the House floor because COVID protocols limited attendance to representatives from states where election results were being challenged. USA! USA! Outside, supporters of Donald Trump had just left a nearby rally and moved on the Capitol to prevent the Electoral College count from being certified.
Well, I was shocked. I never could have anticipated anything like this. We knew there would be disagreement and disturbance, but a violent attack on the Capitol that injures 141 police officers is just beyond comprehension.
As the riot intensified, authorities notified the congressman and his staff to barricade themselves in his office.
I didn't think anybody would be able to break into our office, but there certainly was fear among some of my staff members about this.
The mob never reached them, and while Doggett told me he never felt in danger, he remembers how many others were trapped in the chaos across the street under the dome.
And seeing and interacting with my colleagues, some of whom were sending messages home because they thought this would be their last moments on the earth. This is not what America is about. The damage to the building, to the people, but most of all, the damage to our democracy.
The mass of people scaling the walls and the deadly confrontation at the door to the House chamber are among the lasting images for the congressman. Even in the insanity of the moment, the negative fallout that continues a year later, Doggett acknowledges democracy prevailed that day.
It's a powerful moment that despite the violence, the deaths, and the injuries, we went forward that night and counted the vote.
Moving forward has been difficult. The political polarization that triggered the Capitol attack remains. The challenge now, according to Congressman Doggett, is to find a way to allow compromise back into the process.
I think what we have to do is to seek to make that happen, for us to be able to disagree agreeably. And at the core of this is the peaceful transition of power, that you don't win every election. And I don't know that there is a commonality on that right now the way we need it to be.
Yeah, I think that's an important part that a lot of people forgot. Sometimes you just don't win the election.